Well, in motorsport, one of Britain's strongest challenges was in the World Rally Championship. Richard Burns became only the third driver to win the British round of the World Championship in 3 straight years, but was just beaten to the title itself by Marcus Gronholm of Finland. In World Superbikes, it was one crash too many for Carl Fogarty, and he eventually signalled the end of a career that had captivated hundreds of thousands of fans. Joey Dunlop, OBE, had a similar fan club, but a crash in Croatia this summer would cost him his life. The sport had lost one of its great heroes and a rider who was supreme on the Isle of Man. In Formula One, Ferrari's 21-year wait was over. They at last produced a world drivers' champion, and a great one, Michael Schumacher.
What is the definition of, say, a true champion? Schumacher.
For me, it would have been too easy to believe I will finish already mid-season winning the championship. This was my thinking right from the beginning, and I was warning everyone at the beginning of the seasons, listen, it's not over. These things are not over until they're over. In words to explain what is Ferrari is as difficult as to say what was my emotion when I won finally. As a racing driver, there is certain dreams what you can achieve, and here my dream has come true.
And here comes Michael Schumacher. He's done it at last. Ferrari's first World Championship in 21 years.
People were very critical when they heard Mr. Button is arriving in Formula One without experience of, I think, no Formula 3, no Formula 3000. I was always under the impression if somebody is able to go in the car, immediately is fast, doesn't crash basically, then he has absolutely the right to be in Formula One. I think he has the talent, the ability to do it. Give him time and then we will see.
Thousands of Formula One fans were turned away from Silverstone today after heavy rain.
Misery and frustration for Formula One fans on their journey to Silverstone.
If you've got a ticket for tomorrow, they are hoping to have all the car parks open by then. And although congestion...
And for the second year running, Silverstone rises to salute David Coulthard.
And here's Neil Jakes with the news headlines.
David Coulthard has escaped with
Astonishingly, David Coulthard and his girlfriend... Airport officials say the pilots would have died instantly.
Certain things in life may give you a boost, and may after this, knowing he survived, it gives you maybe even more confidence.
And fortune favours Braveheart. David Coulthard takes the flag in Monaco.
Certainly, he gave me a very tough run at quite a lot of races.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is your 41st victory, which puts you in equal second all time with Ayrton Senna. Do those records mean a lot to you?
Yes, it does mean a lot to me. Sorry.
Thanks, Michael.
It was my idol. I was 10 years. I saw him racing go-kart and I thought, who is that guy? Being so fast, driving in the way he did, overtaking in the way he did. I felt when I was 10, he's something special. There's probably only one statistic, it counts something after the championship, is how many victories you have done. To be then on the level of a person like Senna, that means a lot to me.
Michael Schumacher is world champion, but Jenson Button, they reckon, will be a world champion pretty soon. You've had an amazing first season, a better first season in the sport than Michael Schumacher, than Alain Prost, and the great Ayrton Senna as well. Have you surprised even yourself?
It's difficult to say because I didn't really know what to expect coming to Formula One. I just didn't know what was going to happen at all. And racing against greats like Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen, people that I've dreamt about racing for so many years, It was great to even be on the grid with them, let alone fighting it out with them sometimes. Didn't happen very often, but the Silverstone great.
Remind us of exactly where you were in the sport a year ago and how distant Formula One seemed then.
Last year I was racing Formula 3, which is 2 categories down from Formula 1. Nobody knew me, and I was looking towards Formula 1 for 3 or 4 years' time, but it was still a dream to be able to race with greats. But,
at the time that Williams hired you, some big voices in the sport, some important ones, Jackie Stewart included, said, "Oh, he's too young, he'll struggle." Do you think you've opened the way for more young drivers to come into Formula One now?
I think so. I think a lot of sports are getting a lot younger, and as Michael said, I think if you're good enough, it doesn't really matter what age you are, as long as you've got the experience. But again, what people like Jackie said and a few others, I can completely understand being 20, coming in and racing Formula 1 cars with 800 horsepower. Some people think it's quite mad. But,
the other challenge you've had, of course, is coming to terms with the glamorous lifestyle of a Formula 1 driver. It's been a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's been the hardest bit.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you've conquered that department as well. Stay where you are for just a moment because we're all set for our next award of this evening.
Yes, among notable newcomers this year were Mark Lewis Francis, who marked himself out as a potential future Olympic champion with gold in both the 100 metres and sprint relay in the World Junior Athletics Championships. And Marcus Trescothick, who kept Mike Atherton good company throughout the year. But to present our Newcomer of the Year award, I'd like to invite 3 times Formula 1 champion Jackie Stewart to join us. Thanks, Jackie. This year, our award goes to the 20-year-old sensation of the track, who, in his debut season, finished a remarkable 8th in the World Drivers' Championship. Yes, it's Jenson Button, and if you'd do the honours, Jackie.
Jenson, congratulations. You talk about leapfrogging over all the formulas to get into Formula 1. What you've done this year is remarkable. Great for British motorsport. And I think made a great demonstration for other young drivers to do so. Your best attribute's been your mind management, and I'm sure it's going to treat you well for the future. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, BBC's Newcomer of the Year, Jenson Button.